Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy and his absolutely stellar performance in the third debate, the third Republican U.S. presidential debate that occurred on November 8th, 2023. Vivek Ramaswamy just threw it down. And what I want to talk about today is when it gets personal. But I want to talk about it through the context of Netflix's Dave Fincher, Netflix's Michael Fassbender, Netflix's The Killer. All right. So this dropped this last week. Brand new film. Netflix paid a lot of money for this. Why? Well, Fassbender was Magneto, and Fassbender was a very up and coming Hollywood actor. Not so much recently. He still has a name. He's still a draw, right? Like Netflix wants that Hollywood juice, and they're willing to pay for it, right? And so Michael Fassbender, he is a draw still. But David Fincher directed Fight Club, which I absolutely love. Fight Club. Um, Edward Norton is actually my second favorite actor. Ryan Gosling is my favorite actor, but Edward Norton is my second favorite actor, and it came from Fight Club. He was just absolutely amazing, and I think Brad Pitt's entire career is because of Fight Club. I don't think he would have been as huge a star as he is today. Bullet Train, if you ain't seen it, go see it. It's fantastic. And so basically, but so David Fincher and Michael Fassbender just did this movie called The Killer. And what the movie was about was a cold, calculating, classic assassin, American assassin, right? And how like very mechanical, and how patient you need to be. And the reason you would watch this movie is boring for 95% of it. There's three kills in the whole film. By the way, spoilers for Netflix is The Killer, right? So basically, uh, so basically, Fassbender and David Fincher, this movie, the entire point of this movie is that, like, hey, what they're doing is they're saying, hey, killing isn't sexy. It's actually quite mechanical, quite rote, quite difficult, right? And you just have to be patient, and you actually need to look very regular and not, um, you can't drive a cool car. You can't wear, well, actually, he does wear shades everywhere. But that's just to cover his face, right? So, but they're kind of like, hey, and then again, I guess also you're like, hey, it is, like they're saying, hey, uh, their entire point is, killing ain't sexy, right? Like, but the reality is they hire, only Hollywood actors through the whole thing. They fill the whole show up with beautiful men, beautiful women. Like it's definitely like it's got. I'm a huge fan of Gundam, right? Like these model kits, and the people who made Gundam actually wanted it to be like a piece. Like the point of it was to ward people away from war, and people were like, "Oh, can I buy some more of those copies of War Machines? That would be great." Like, and so it's just kind of ironic, right? So, but this movie, like, so essentially, here's what happens: Michael Fassbender goes to kill somebody with a sniper rifle, and he's a contract killer, right? He doesn't know the name. He doesn't know the name of his handler. And they don't know his name. And actually, and so the point is, like, you actually, there's one, two, three. Yeah, there's actually like a bunch of killings in this. There's three murders in. Actually, I'm sorry, there are four murders in this. And I'm going to walk you through them. Okay. All right. So first thing is he is contracted to kill this guy in France. And he gets the deal, and he doesn't know who's contracting him, right? Everything's paid through Venmo, or, everything's double blind, and nobody's supposed to know anybody's name, right? Like, and so there's as little contact as possible. Well, he screws up the job, right? And he shoots a. Oh yeah, I want to use the most kind term here, but he shoots a prostitute, right? But but he was supposed to shoot the John, right? Who's this big, this big, like important, powerful man. But he misses and he shoots the prostitute, and then he has to escape from France. What's interesting about this movie, and I think this is David Fincher's thing. He's like, what does it take to murder? And then he's going to put that on screen. So if you watch this movie, you will see exactly how a contract killer kills someone, right? Exactly how they buy every tool they need, exactly what tools they buy, exactly how they do the killing, exactly how they dispose of the body, every single detail. This is a diagram for murdering people, right? As a contract killer would murder them. And the entire point of it, right, is that it's not personal. It's the least personal thing, right? It's like, this is very much not personal, right? Which is really fascinating. I thought that was a really fascinating aspect of the film, right? So, one, I really enjoyed this film, and I absolutely suggest you see this movie on Netflix. But it really did a perfect job of illustrating what happened in the third debate, right? And basically, if you look at Vivek, he did a hit on Ron DeSantis, and he did a hit on Nikki Haley, on their reputation, on their credibility, on their integrity, on their veracity, right? And one of them was very mechanical, very professional, and actually it was very mechanical and very professional on Haley and on Ron DeSantis. But Nikki Haley got really personal, right? Like, her response back to Vivek Ramaswamy was incredibly personal. So let's walk through these murders that were in this film, and then I'm going to explain to you how this gets personal for Michael Fassbender, and how that really kind of, like, Michael Fassbender is the Nikki Haley of this film. So let's get there. So he does this hit, the hit goes wrong. And then what happens is he has a lawyer, actually the guy's a real lawyer, right? But the lawyer had, contracted him and given him all the information. But that lawyer was simply a second-hand handler of the information, right? And so basically when the job went wrong, this guy had paid, $250,000 to get, actually, I'm sorry, I think he had paid $500,000 to get this powerful man killed in France, right? So you have the buyer, and he's ordering a pizza. He's ordering a hit, right? He's like, there's this powerful man in France. I want him murdered. I don't care how you do it. I don't care when you do it. I want him murdered in the next 30 days, right? So they send Michael Fassbender there. He uses a sniper rifle. He misses, kills a prostitute, and the John lives, right? Then what happens then is it was called an unexpected overage. That means you missed. The job did not get done. So they call up the client, right? So, and actually the primary handler calls up the client, or actually the secondary handler gets the news from Michael Fassbender that the job is not done. Then that person communicates to the primary handler that the job is not done. Then the primary handler goes back to the secondary handler and says, okay, I get that. The primary handler does not go back to the secondary handler. The primary handler contracts another person and says, Michael Fassbender, who just blew this job, you go kill him just to clean it up so that he can't talk about the kill that he screwed up, right? That's how you clean up. And they actually said clean up on aisle 3. Now that primary handler was Tilda Swinton, right? And so basically, and then she hires some roided up beach bum from Florida to send that person to Michael Fassbender's home to kill him, right? Well, this roided up Floridian that they send to kill Michael Fassbender, he sits outside the gate and smokes, goes over the gate, and then kills Michael Fassbender's girlfriend. Actually, horribly mangles the face of and does not kill Michael Fassbender's girlfriend. Michael Fassbender gets home, realizes that his girlfriend has been attacked in an attempt to kill him, right? And then he goes and finds the secondary handler, kills that lawyer and the lawyer's secretary, right? Then goes and kills Tilda Swinton, and last goes to a New York billionaire, right? Who's just an old jerk, right? And then talks to him and realizes that guy did not know Tilda Swinton and really just ordered a pizza. He just ordered a hit, right? And at no point did he tell. He did pay $150,000 to get Michael Fassbender killed, but Michael Fassbender's like, I get it, right? None of that was personal. None of that was to me, right? All business, baby. All business, baby, right? What I loved in the third, it's a complete mirror of David Fincher's film, right? Vivek Ramaswamy, he gets it from Nikki Haley in debate number 1 and debate number 2. He gets it from Ron DeSantis, and he gets it from Nikki Haley. He gets it from Mike Pence, right? He gets it from Chris Christie. What's fascinating is Chris Christie actually went at Ramaswamy in debate number 1 and then gave up. Was like, whoa. Saw how hard Vivek Ramaswamy's he has a formula. You hit me, I'll hit you 10 times harder, right? And he's going to use it for our U.S. military, which I love that, right? I'm down for that. Yeah, right? 1,000 Americans killed, whatever nation you're at, 10,000 of your people are going to die, right? Like that, and it's calculated, right? And it's not going to allow an unacceptable overage, right? But so Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis come for Vivek Ramaswamy in debate number 1 and debate number 2, right? What was really and actually, let's just talk about Nikki Haley. So Nikki Haley comes for him in debate number 1 and debate number 2. In the third debate, man, he chopped it up and he had it ready, right? And so Nikki Haley starts her nonsense. She's like, I'm against TikTok and nobody in America can use TikTok. And Vivek's like, slow your roll, right? You're telling every person in America that they can't, every family in America that they can't use TikTok. Problem is, your family used TikTok. And Nikki Haley was furious, right? Now, Vivek Ramaswamy going for Nikki Haley like that, that's just business. That's just business, right? Like, at the end of the movie, Michael Fassbender does not kill the guy that ordered his own killing. He only killed the people who were doing the work with him, who betrayed him. That guy was just trying to clean up a mess, right? He didn't care about Michael Fassbender. All he cared about was he was trying to order a pizza. That's all that happened, right? Like, and so I love this, that Vivek Ramaswamy comes at Nikki Haley and he's like, you a hypocrite. You a straight up hypocrite, right? You're telling these American families, you're telling every American family that they need to shut down TikTok and that nobody can use TikTok, but your own family is using TikTok. You didn't even shut it down in your own family, and you're willing to shut it down for every family in America. You are a hypocrite, right? Like, and that was just business, baby. It was just Ramaswamy bringing out the ammo that he had ready, the political ammunition that he had ready, right? But her response was pure personal. She says, you're just scum. She completely lost control of her emotions. It was completely personal. Now, I have to say, I loved seeing it. And the reason why is I've watched every debate for like the last 8 years, right? On both sides, right? And I will tell you right now, almost never is there ever even 1 ounce of genuine speech, right? Everything's calculated, everything's planned. And I have to say, for Ramaswamy, that's exactly what, everything was calculated, everything was planned. That Nikki Haley, when she said, you are just scum, you were seeing the real Nikki Haley. That was straight from the heart. All her professional demeanor was gone. That was pure rage, right? And I have to say, pure honesty, right? Like, and it was entertaining, right? Like, it was, and people ignore politics a lot, right? And this is the part where I wish people could see this, right? Your stupid football game doesn't matter. This matters. This is real, right? This is personal, right? And I loved that Vivek Ramaswamy was able to get right in under, right, and show her true feelings, get her so flustered that the professional demeanor just completely disappeared. And what that means is that Nikki Haley ain't ready for the big show, right? She's too personal, right? And when it comes to politics, you have to be professional, right? Vivek Ramaswamy can handle that. Nikki Haley can't. And that is how the third Republican U.S. presidential debate perfectly mirrored David Fincher's brand new The Killer, and how The Killer shows us the difference between professional and personal, right? And that sometimes, if you're extremely good at the professional, you can expose somebody in the personal. Generally, I think most jobs, you don't want to do this. When you go in for it ain't even a job. It's king of the world, queen of the world. You getting a crown. It ain't a job. It's going to get personal. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.